Gender Pronouns and Narcissism. Welcome to today's topic, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Coach Tobias Forst, founder of Achilles Life Coaching, decade-long recipient of narcissistic abuse, and I've saved myself from it. And I will support you on your journey to your personal freedom. And by the way, my gender pronouns are quite obvious. It's quite obvious. What did you think? So, pronouns. Pronouns are part of speech, part of our spoken language. They serve, among others, the following two functions. It's about simplifying, about simplification. So you don't always have to utter the full name of somebody else you're talking to, or to establish possession, connection, ownership, or whatever. And on the other hand, it's about categorization. So this is at the core of gender pronouns. What is not at all at the core or in any way connected to gender pronouns is the topic of respect. It has absolutely nothing to do with respect. So there are people out there that will approach you and tell you that if you don't use their preferred gender pronouns, that you are lacking respect. Okay, that would in turn, if we think critically about it, that would in turn mean that using gender pronouns to whomever would automatically and always entail your deep sign of respect to that person. Let me ask you this, ladies and gentlemen. Do you hold respect to complete strangers? So let's tackle that a bit. Let's get our shovels out and dig deeper when it comes to the topic of respect. The German definition, according to duden.de, the website that we base the written form back then, where we have all the definitions of all the words, that states the following. Respect is defined as deference based on appreciation or admiration. Deference based on appreciation or admiration. Do you appreciate or admire a complete stranger who demands respect by you having to use gender pronouns? No. No, and why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Because respect is not flat out given. Respect is earned. And how do we earn things? By working for them. I know this is a difficult concept for the maximally indoctrinated out there that really don't seem to know a hard day's work. Respect is earned. That goes for your interlocutor as well as for you, as for me, and everybody else without a single exception. Respect is earned. And it cannot, by extension, be demanded. So, when you meet someone, a complete stranger, you, over time, establish an increasingly more detailed picture of him or her. And they do the same vice versa. And over time, you might or might not come to appreciate and or admire them in order to feel deference, respect toward them. That might be the case, it might not, and it goes both ways. Because over time, when you scan and scan for factors in order to establish a more detailed picture of who and how they are, how they comport themselves in life, you evaluate. You judge. You make a judgment. Oh my, you can't judge the faction of toxic positivities out there. Toxic positivists out there. And we have news for them. All of us judge everyone and everything, all the time, each and every day. It's a simple survival mechanism, biologically ingrained in humans since time immemorial. And if someone approaches you and tries to shame you into you are supposedly disrespectful by not using the gender pronouns, they come from a place of judging you, despite the fact that they try to insinuate that they are not judging anybody. They are judging everyone and everything, each and every day, in every situation, just like the rest of us. So what does all that have to do, ladies and gents, with narcissism? Number one, grandiosity. He or she deserves respect. No, that honey bunny doesn't deserve it. He or she needs to earn it, just like the rest of us. We need to earn it, and in order to earn, we need to work for it. Number two, regarding narcissism, victim mentality. Here we go again, because if you, by refusing to use the gender pronouns or show the demanded respect of doing so, you allegedly and apparently victimize them. And in order to sit on the throne of victimhood, all you need to be capable, all these people need to be capable of, is talk and talk and talk. And last but not least, it's gaslighting. It's narcissistic gaslighting. In what way, you ask? By trying to make you doubt yourself. Am I really disrespectful if I'm not using gender pronouns? Oh, maybe he or she has a point, because if I don't use them, they always get so agitated. So it must be me, or it must be you, it must be your fault. That's the gaslighting part. And now take this aspect of gaslighting that is still very minor, but on a very broad scale in society these days, and look at your situation at home if you have a narcissistic partner. And this becomes magnified by a factor of 100 or more what gaslighting you experience at home, where you doing A is supposedly bad and you doing B is much more preferable, because it's about you and what you should and shouldn't do, and how you should and shouldn't perceive reality. So back to the small scale but broadly exhibited narcissism out there when it comes to this gaslighting, grandiosity and victim mentality aspect of the gender pronoun discussion. This is something that you, to conclude this video, need to prune from your life. When you encounter such a someone, I recommend that you immediately turn off your time, your validation, your attention to this person. There will be no discussion. You will not explain anything. You will not be baited into an argument by somebody who is maximally indoctrinated by grandiosity, victim mentality, and quite the narcissistic movement, social movement. It has nothing to do with social at any point. Because the process of maturing and becoming an adult is something that we all have to walk through on our own, and it is not your task, nor your duty, nor your obligation to help somebody see the facts and see reality. So I recommend that you follow the principle coined by Dr. Ramani Durvasula called don't go deep, don't defend, don't engage, don't explain, and do not personalize, regardless of the gaslighty, insult, screamy speech of indoctrinated people who apparently seem to hold themselves in quite low regard, because you only need to demand respect if you are, by definition and extension, incapable of earning it. But that is not the path that we should walk, ladies and gentlemen. Be your own hero and be your own heroine. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.